Hola y bienvenidos. Aprender inglés es una aventura que va más allá de las palabras, es una oportunidad para crecer personalmente y expandir tus horizontes. Al dominar este idioma, ganarás una nueva perspectiva y una mayor confianza en ti mismo. Te sentirás capaz de explorar el mundo con más libertad y conectarte con personas de diferentes culturas. Este camino está lleno de descubrimientos emocionantes que enriquecerán tu vida y te harán sentir más seguro. Vamos a practicar nuestro inglés con una historia. Mira y escucha atentamente cada una de las palabras para que puedas interiorizar el idioma en poco tiempo.
It was a quiet night, and the sun had decided to hide forever. That's how the story I'm telling you today began. I invite you to immerse yourself in it, to imagine every detail. In a faraway kingdom, there lived a dragon. It wasn't just any dragon. This dragon didn't breathe fire or fly high. His name was Zontair, and his power was very special. He could steal the light and plunge the world into shadows. But Zontair wasn't evil. He only wanted one thing, to see the sun, which had disappeared a long time ago. The light made him feel an emptiness in his chest, a deep and painful longing. Nearby, there lived a dog named Celestino. He was a celestial dog, with shiny fur and eyes that reflected all the stars in the sky. Celestino spent his days chasing constellations and chatting with the stars. One night, while the dragon tried to fill the world with shadows with his magic, he heard a lament. It was Celestino's cry. He approached and saw the dog in the middle of the darkness, desperately searching for something he couldn't find. Celestino turned to Zontair. "What have you done with the sun?" he asked in a trembling voice. Zontair, with sadness in his eyes, replied, "I haven't touched it. I've only spread my shadow. The sun is gone and I don't know how to bring it back." Celestino, despite his pain, understood that Zontair was not the enemy. He decided to help him. Together, they began a journey to recover the light that the world had lost. They searched enchanted forests and forgotten mountains. They faced mysterious creatures and solved puzzles that fate presented to them. During their journey, Zontair and Celestino found what they really needed: friendship. The celestial dog taught the dragon to appreciate the light that still remained, even if it was small. The dragon showed the dog the strength of darkness and how it could be beautiful in its own way. Finally, upon reaching the last corner of the world, they found a source of pure light. It wasn't the sun, but it was enough to bring back hope. The sun didn't come back right away, but the sky lit up with new stars. Zontair and Celestino learned that true light doesn't only come from the sun. Sometimes, light can be found in the most unexpected places. Darkness, though feared, can be a blank canvas for friendship, hope, and renewal. Though the sun didn't fully return, the world began to shine again with the light Zontair and Celestino found together. And so, the sunless night became a starry night. Because in every shadow, there is always a spark of light waiting to be discovered. Now, think about this: in your life, where do you find light amidst the darkness? What shadows are you willing to explore to find your own star? The story of Zontair and Celestino continues. Because every night that falls is an opportunity to search for new lights in the darkness. And there will always be someone willing to help you along the way. As Xantair and Celestino continued on their way, the night no longer seemed so dark to them. Every star they discovered was a sign that their mission had a purpose, even if they didn't know what the end would be. One day, as they crossed an ancient forest, they found a giant tree, its branches spread out like arms in search of something lost. At the base of the tree, there was a secret entrance, hidden among moss and leaves. The dragon and the dog, driven by curiosity, decided to enter. The cave inside the tree was warm and cozy, lit by crystals that shone with a soft, golden light. In the center, there was an ancient, dusty book, on a stone pedestal. Celestino, with his keen sense of smell, detected a familiar scent, the perfume of the stars. Xantair, with his keen eyesight, observed inscriptions in the book. "It's an ancient grimoire," the dragon said, "it says it can summon the sun." They looked at each other in hope. Could it be that this book held the answer to their quest? They decided to decipher the text together. Xantair used his magic to read the words, while Celestino interpreted the symbols with the help of his celestial knowledge. The pages spoke of a ritual to bring back the light of the sun, but it required two very special ingredients, the tear of a lost dream and the reflection of a pure heart. It seemed like an almost impossible challenge. Celestino thought of a dream he had had, a memory of sunny, warm days. Sadly, he took a tear from his eye, which fell onto the book, transforming into a shining crystal. Xantair, his heart full of hope, reflected its light onto the crystal, turning it into a golden glow. As they did so, a soft, warm voice echoed through the cave. "Thank you for bringing me here," the voice said. It was the spirit of the sun, who had been asleep, waiting to be awakened. Suddenly, the book lit up with a light so bright that it momentarily blinded them. As the light faded, the sun began to peek over the horizon. It was not the same sun as before, but it was enough to illuminate the world again, bringing warmth and color to life. Xantair and Celestino emerged from the cave and watched as the sky filled with vibrant colors. The sun, though timid, had returned. The days grew brighter, and the night, though still shadowy, was now dotted with stars that danced with joy. The people of the kingdom came out of their homes, marveling at the return of the light. The animals of the forest, grateful, threw a party in honor of the heroes who had returned the sun to its place. Xantair and Celestino became legends. The story of how they had faced the darkness and found the light was told throughout generations. They were remembered not only for their exploits, but for the power of their friendship and their bravery. Now, every time you look up at the night sky, remember that even in the deepest shadows, there is a spark of light waiting to be found. Your own journey may be full of challenges, but every step you take into the darkness can lead you to discover a new light in your life. With the return of the sun, the kingdom flourished once again, but Xantair and Celestino did not stop. They knew that the world was still full of mysteries and challenges to discover. So, with the sun shining in the sky and the light of the stars guiding their way, they decided to set out on a new adventure. One morning, as they walked through a meadow filled with flowers that glowed under the new sun, they found an ancient map tangled in the branches of a tree. The map was drawn with symbols they did not understand, but it had a route marked with a golden star at the end. The map promised to take them to a place known as the Garden of Secrets, a legendary site spoken of in tales and legends. This garden, according to the stories, held hidden treasures and secrets that could change the fate of whoever found them. Xantair and Celestino decided to follow the map. The path was not easy. They passed through snowy mountains, rushing rivers, and dense jungles. Each stage of the journey presented them with new challenges, from puzzles they had to solve to magical creatures they had to face. In a clearing in the forest, they met a wise old woman, with a long cloak of green leaves and a staff made of ancient wood. She told them, "The Garden of Secrets holds not only material treasures, but also wisdom. You must prove your courage and pure heart to discover what you are truly looking for." Xantair and Celestino, firm in their purpose, continued their journey with renewed determination. Finally, they reached the entrance to the Garden of Secrets, guarded by an arch of bright flowers that seemed to whisper as they approached. Crossing the threshold, they found themselves in a place of indescribable beauty. The garden was filled with flowers of every color, fountains of crystal clear water, and trees that seemed to sing in the breeze. In the center, there was a large golden tree with fruits that shone like the sun. Each fruit on the golden tree contained a tiny spark of light, and each spark seemed to contain a fragment of ancient knowledge. Xantair and Celestino, as they approached the tree, felt a deep peace and a connection to the world beyond the visible. As they took a fruit, they felt a surge of wisdom and understanding. It was not a material treasure, but the realization that true wealth was in knowledge and in connection with the world and its mysteries. The wise old woman appeared again, smiling. "You have found what you were looking for." The Garden of Secrets not only reveals secrets, but teaches that the true treasure is the search itself, and the wisdom one gains in the process. With their hearts filled with gratitude and their minds enriched by the revelations of the garden, Xantair and Celestino returned home. They shared the lessons they learned with everyone they met, showing that the search for light and knowledge never ends, but is a constant adventure. And so, the sun continued to shine, the stars continued to dance in the night, and the story of Xantair and Celestino became a legend about the importance of friendship, courage, and the search for wisdom. Because, in the end, we are all on a journey in search of our own lights and secrets, and at each step, we discover a little more about the world and ourselves. Remember, dear viewer, that in your own life, every challenge and every adventure is an opportunity to discover something new. The real magic is in the journey and in the lessons you learn along the way. And so, like Xantair and Celestino, never stop exploring, learning, and searching for the light in every corner of your existence. The story of your life is endless, and each chapter you write will be part of a wonderful tale.
Y con eso terminamos. Si te gustó este vídeo, asegúrate de suscribirte al canal. Además, te invitamos a ver el siguiente vídeo que te dejamos por aquí, para seguir mejorando tu nivel de inglés a base de práctica y repetición. Nos vemos allí.